The Supreme Court has been very busy this week.
Yes.
They've been busy passing a number of increasingly horrifying decisions, culminating with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And while we knew this was coming, we've known for quite some time, it doesn't make today's news any less frustrating, shocking, or painful. No matter how expected today's decision was, it does not erase the strife that this will have on the futures and bodily autonomy of so many of us. And even though it was expected, I, like many of you, do not feel any less angry or targeted. Government mandated pregnancy is not pro-life. It is the pro-policing of women and trans and non-binary bodies, and it flies in the face of individual freedom, an alleged cornerstone of our democracy. Being a mother is a gift, but one should give birth because they want to, not because they are forced to. Women, trans, and non-binary individuals have a right to govern our own bodies and make the decisions that are best for ourselves and our families. This decision is disastrous to the entire country, even to those who are championing for it. The impacts of this decision will be felt by everyone, and the impacts are far-reaching. It will have an impact on our already overtaxed healthcare employees, on our economy, most certainly on our mental health. And it has destroyed any iota of faith we had in our Supreme Court. History and experience tells us that the consequences of this decision will fall most heavily on those who are already the most oppressed in our society, particularly low-income people of color, especially Black and Indigenous women of color. One in 5 Black women live in poverty. Black women are most likely to experience maternal health complications, and Black women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women. And I'm sure most of you already know that Louisiana is a trigger law state, and in Louisiana, Black women are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women. Before Roe, the death rate for illegal abortion was 12 times greater for women of color than for white women. This is the world that we're returning to. And while some women will have the means to travel for a safe and legal abortion in another state, that is unlikely to be an option for marginalized Black women in the South. What our Supreme Court doesn't understand is, there's that, what they don't care about or understand is that people who need abortions will get an abortion. California healthcare providers expect the demand for safe and low-cost abortions in California to increase 3,000% as a result of this decision. But again, not everyone will have the means to travel to California or the means to afford aftercare, so that means that we will see people fall victim to back alley or self-induced abortions, and people will die. The dissenting justices have it right. This ruling, quote, eliminates a 50-year-old constitutional right that safeguards women's freedom and equal station. It breaches a core rule of law principle designed to promote constancy in the law. In doing that, it places in jeopardy other rights, from contraception to same-sex intimacy in marriage. And finally, it undermines the court's legitimacy. End quote. I am proud to live in a forward-thinking city, and I am proud to live in the nation's first declared pro-choice city, but many do not. The only way we can secure the right to choose is for Congress to restore Roe v. Wade as federal law.
Yes.
No executive action from the president can do that. Congress currently lacks the votes to do that, so now voters need to make their voices heard this fall. California is working hard to protect reproductive rights, but I urge you to galvanize your family, friends, and colleagues in red and battleground states, because this November we must elect more senators and representatives who will fight back. We need to restore the protections of Roe as law of the land. With the upcoming elections this fall, call on every voter you can to make your voice heard at the polls this November and vote like your life depends on it. Thank you.